Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. There's Richard and Shannon who's joining me today, and of course, I am Andy. This is obviously my channel, Self Pub with Andy. In case you didn't know, welcome, welcome. Let's say hi to everyone. It's not too many messages in the chat, so we should be okay. Oh, look, apparently Richard's in the chat. Hi, Richard. Hi's, and then we got a team, Shandy, our team, and on. And RC is here as well, popped in, and he's obviously team. I don't know how to say that. I'm going to skip that. Because it could go either way. So Shannon's here, Richard's here, and Inca is here as well. And other Laura is here. Hi, Laura. And Cat. And
This one's Thor.
Shannon's cat is very cute. That's Thor, right?
Thor, yeah, this one's Thor. Loki was in here too, but he's already left. He's on the floor. But they were both sitting here like for the longest time when we first came backstage. It was the two of them sitting here.
This stream is going to be called "Petting Thor with Shannon" today. That's a really cute cat. Okay, so introductions. Shall we go? Because I'm not a particular gentleman. I'm going to let Richard go first.
Oh, Jesus.
It's usually ladies first, but Richard and then Shannon and then me.
Unless, of course, Andy is saying I'm a lady, which I'm not.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that later.
Steady on. I'm Richard. I'm the author of this book, Price War, which is free on Kindle at the moment as part of the indie author Winter Wonderland. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. So yeah, go and download it now. It's actually another chart topper. Get me. And yeah, I'm wearing a Christmas jumper. Look. I am delicious and refreshing.
Oh my.
Where's the link for your book to download it?
Oh yes. Right. Hold on. I'll post it in the link now. Right, there you go. Right, I'm done.
You know, the only other person I know who, well, actually Shannon was just doing that as well, but the only person I know who does it on like a really big scale to publish, market Coca-Cola, that's Warren Buffett. So I think you guys are in great company. Yeah.
Oh, because Shannon's drinking Coke at the moment.
Yeah. I was just talking about it on my channel the other day, my writing, when I was doing writing sprints, that like I don't really have like an addictive personality. There's definitely people in my family that do. But if I was addicted to anything, it would be to Coke. And I used to say that like at the beginning of every semester when I would teach, and I would always say the drink.
I am happy to advertise this stuff.
There you go.
Lovely.
I don't have shares in Coke, but I'm thinking I should go and get some shares in Coke.
I have to say, Andy, if they did a Harvester Christmas jumper, I would get that.
You got shares in Harvester yet?
Well, I think I should do it at this point.
I think you should. Not financial advice, by the way. So I'm not like a financial advisor or anything like that. There is Richard's Price War, which is free right now. So books to read. It's also free on Amazon. Incidentally, he has hit the category top number one spot, I believe. So well done.
I am a number one free techno thriller in the US. Thank you very much. I'll take it.
Awesome. Cool. And Shannon, would you like to introduce yourself and anything else you've got going on? I know you've got a lot of things going on, so take your time. No rush. All good.
Okay. Well, my name is Shannon. I think most of y'all know me, but I write under the pen name of ST Houston, and I have a YouTube channel under the name of ST Houston. I am part of a lot of different things. So one I'm part of is the Author Tube Writing Conference, which I just had merch that came in. So really love this color. Love blue. It's my favorite color. And we are right now with applications open. So if you create content on YouTube about writing and/or publishing, you're more than qualified to apply. And I guess I'll probably drop some links. I didn't even think about it. Richard's much more ahead on this, but authortubewritingconference.com is our website. You can find applications there. And I'm also part of the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks podcast, where we interview authors and people working in the industry to find out more about tips and tricks of self-publishing and marketing our books. We just actually had an interview today with Esther Marie Andujar. She's going to be our first author of the next season, which starts January 15th. So we're looking forward to that. And then I'm also part of the Secret Santa, which is only open for a few more days. If you publish content on YouTube, doesn't matter what you publish in. If you'd like to take part, you can. It's two great things about it. One is community building effort. We'll all release our unboxing videos in February, so there's still time to get the gifts and get them sent out. But the other great thing about it is we're all going to do these unboxing videos at the same exact time, a simultaneous release, which we hope will bump the algorithm to get some eyes, maybe some new eyes on our channels, and some new subscribers who will get to know us. Currently in my writing life, I am writing fantasy romance. I do have an Irish YA fantasy published trilogy, but I've moved on to fantasy romance. My first book, A Curse of Scales and Feathers, I did a Kickstarter on, which did really well. I'm still fulfilling the end part of a lot of that. I have some things are done already, but I will have a pre-order link up for it on retailer platforms by Saturday or Friday or Saturday. I'm going to be doing a live on my channel to kind of celebrate doing a direct sales link, because not only will it be on retailer platforms, but I'm also doing some direct sales through my website. And these are right now what I'm building are what I'm calling the Ultimate Aquasaf, which is the nickname for my book, right? The acronym, not nickname. A Curse of Scales and Feathers, the Ultimate Aquasaf digital bundle, which comes with 4 things. You have the ebook for the book, you have the prequel novella ebook, you have the audiobook for the prequel novella, and the PDF file for a coloring book that follows the storyline and A Curse of Scales and Feathers. And so I will have 2 digital bundles with that. One will be with me doing the audiobook. I'm narrating, but I got AI voices for the characters because I didn't like my voice, and I threw out all the audio. But then I realized that people may not want to do the AI because, you know, there's some negativity around AI. So I went back and I did all my character voices. Still don't like them, but I put those in there. So I have 2 different files. And so the one bundle will be $13 and the other one will be, hold on, I've got that one built already and got that on my setup. $19. Yeah. One will be the one with the AI voices is $13 and one without is $19. And that's just the difference in the audio files. So that will be coming out. So I'll be doing a live. It's all going to be ready by Friday because I'm going to send out my newsletter on Friday. That's when my newsletter goes out, on the 8th of the month. But I may not get a live done that day because I already have a live with Hananya Leclerc, who is my partner for the Secret Santa, where we're going to be hitting the button for everyone to draw their names for their Secret Santa. So I may wait until Saturday. What? So yes. You told me to take my time. I took my time.
Very cool, very cool. As usual, Shannon has like 1,000,000,001 projects on the go, which is cool. I couldn't manage it, but she's super willing. She can do quite a few things on the go. So cool. Let's see. We got a few comments. We're not gonna we're gonna skip over stuff like that. It is still family friendly, folks. So I'm just gonna not say other things. But yeah. There's a Christmas jumper.
Thanks for Richard.
Yeah. And for our North American friends, jumper in the UK means sweater. Or, yeah.
I don't like the word sweater. It implies sweating.
Are you sweating, Richard?
Jumper implies jumping. So does it mean you're jumping in your jumper?
I know the argument both sides.
I am sweating. I'm literally perspiring.
So it really should be sweater then.
There you go. So it should be sweater, really, or jumping. I don't know. Maybe Richard can do like a couple of jumps, and it'll be okay to call it a jump.
That's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
You can do the jumps like during the first sprints or something, or later in the day.
And he'll sweat some more into a sweater.
It'll be a jumping sweater. There you go. Wasn't sure where I was going with that. Price War, yes, Richard's Price War is actually free right now, so feel free to go check that out. Inca has some great news. She was nominated for a Reading Storyteller Award in the LGBTQ category. Well done. Congratulations, Inca.
Ream just opened up doing awards for their authors, so that's really cool. She's the first one to win that.
Nice.
Who was she
nominated? Sorry, not one, nominated.
Yeah.
Who was she nominated by?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. But that is still fantastic news. Yes, Author 2 Writing Conference. So Shannon mentioned that. Richard kindly plugged the website there if anyone would like to go check that out.
We do have merch too that you can get. Sorry. So we got the shirt. We also got notebooks.
Ooh.
I like notebooks. Are those ring bound as well?
Yeah, ring bound.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be working on my pitch for AWC. And I'm hoping to work on that this week. I'm just waiting for someone to get free because, yeah, they're busy. And yes, Thor is so cute. We should just call this like Watching Thor with Andy or something. That's today's channel. Watching Thor with Andy, Shannon, and Richard. Ultimate is a great word. Yeah. Oh, Joanne's here. Hi, JK. How are you doing? She's asking everyone what we're working on. Feel free to let us know. Hello. Yeah, such a cute kitty. I love AI. Yeah, this is I'm on the fence on it. seriously, I use AI personally, but I don't use it to write my books.
Yeah, me neither.
No, obviously not.
Yeah, when used ethically, exactly. So I think the issue is partly with people not using it ethically, right?
Naughty people ruining it for
Yeah.
everyone.
So a few bad apples kind of ruin the whole experience. I'm not suggesting people, obviously use it for dodgy stuff, but we have to recognize that people do use it for dodgy stuff.
I would say that the majority of us who are here, who are in the community, we're writers. We've been doing this. We're doing it because we like to write. We're not looking for someone else to replace our writing. So yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I don't have a problem with like even using AI to just bounce ideas off. Like it's
This
a
is
really
good. This
lonely.
is what I mean. It's good.
Yeah.
It's a really lonely journey. So I'm here. I'm sat in my office. Maybe I'm alone. Maybe it's just quiet all around. Everyone else is out the house or out the work building, and you've got no one to talk to. And you're like, okay, what does this character now want to do? I need a friend right now.
The most recent thing I did was, okay, I have a character who's in the 11th century, set in 11th century. What in this fantasy world? What kind of words could they say that's a cuss word that would replace this actual cuss word? I'm not gonna say it on air, but it was a cuss word, and I don't. So, and it gave me like different ideas, and it gave me why that might be appropriate. And then I did it again and said, okay, what could a merfolk, like in merfolk society, what kind of cuss words would they say? So it was kind of interesting.
I think also, especially with like ChatGPT, Shannon's got to take a shot now. Oh, she's ready. A shot of coke. It's because it's like this natural language. You do feel like you're having a conversation with it. You just ask it a quick question, and sometimes it's actually more efficient to ask it in a human-like question. It's quicker to do that than to Google it and go through all this crap you get on Google.
And because Google's got ads up front. So you have to get through the ads. You get, and I honestly do feel once AI becomes more of the norm, whether or not it's accepted, I think it's going to have ads too. Right now, of course, they're not going to have ads, but I think it will have ads eventually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. It's got I think there is a big push to kind of commercialize this technology. So
yeah,
it's going to happen.
You guys didn't know. Yeah. Sam Altman. He's one of the founders of OpenAI, of ChatGPT, and he was fired. He was taken off the board. He was voted out of the board. This was like a whole week worth of stuff last week. He was voted off the board. People start leaving the company because there's two sides to ChatGPT. There's the side that believes in doing the research and keeping it open source. And then there's the side that believes in, well, we can't keep it open source if we don't have funding. So we have to commercialize some of it. And that's the side that Sam Altman was on. And so they're thinking that there's a new thing that's coming out. They're not talking about it. We only know a little bit what it is, but basically what they think it is that they figured out how to get ChatGPT to solve math problems, which it couldn't do before, really. And if it could solve math problems, this is a larger context where everything we do is encrypted in our lives, which is all to do with numbers. And if ChatGPT or other open language AI models know how to solve problems with numbers, nothing's going to be encrypted anymore. Everything will be broken. They're saying they think that's what this is, but they don't really know. They're not saying. But Sam Altman is now back on the board for ChatGPT because everyone was leaving. And he had went Microsoft Office, or Microsoft had actually hired him, saying, well, we bring you on and we want you to be in charge of our team. So yeah, it's really an interesting whole thing.
I tell you what, I cannot wait for the movie about that week. Like they did the Social Network about Facebook. Oh, that's going to be a spicy meatball.
Yeah, I follow that story a little bit, not like the intricate details, but basically he got fired, and Microsoft, being one of the biggest backers of OpenAI, they're like, we'll take you. And then his second in command, his right hand person, also jumped ship. And then within 3 or 4 days,
over a weekend,
yeah,
it was just the OpenAI's board got fired because they obviously made a mistake, and then they got back. Well, basically, Microsoft and OpenAI are kind of like in a partnership, so
yeah,
it doesn't really. I mean, obviously, it matters. It matters the company they work for, but
I believe the board didn't give any of the investors any advance notice. Like, oh, by the way, we're about to fire the CEO. Like,
yeah, you can't do stuff like that, really. Like when you're talking, these are big corporations. These are not like £50, $50 kind of things.
I think they've
you guys know he was on a board. The board voted. They don't have to share what they're voting on. They can keep it a secret. And so the board outside of him, they voted to kick him out. And so that's what happened. But the person they put in charge after him, she was not part of the voting process. And she was like, I don't want to do this. I don't know. You bring him back or I'm going to leave.
And then all of the staff said, oh, we've been offered jobs by Microsoft, so we could just disappear.
Yeah.
And he was able to, he was able to work out that he would bring over anybody else who left to come over to Microsoft Office.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he managed to build that kind of loyalty in the whole company, that if he was gone for reasons that were murky at best, let's say, and they were going to be like, right, that's it, we're out of here, bye then. So I think it's definitely going to be an interesting story as that all comes out.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's kind of come to a conclusion. I mean, he's back over there at OpenAI, but the details are not known. Like, is he still part of Microsoft Office? Microsoft, I think he is.
This
I think
is the
they're
thing.
trying to figure
He
that
was
out.
offered a job by Microsoft, and then they were like, "Shit, we need to get him back." So he's back with OpenAI. So I don't think he's actually with Microsoft, but I think Microsoft's going to be on the board in some form.
Yeah, he brought them over in some way. I don't know what it is though.
Microsoft.
I mean, it's really kind of interesting how this one guy was actually worth this much money. I think Microsoft have put like $10 billion into OpenAI, which is not like pocket change, even for a big company like Microsoft, you know. I think they're going to probably demand some leadership structure changes at the top, so this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I think that they did talk about that. Yeah, it's fun. I don't know if do you follow Matt Wolf?
Should I?
Matt Wolf is the one who says all the new AI stuff that happens every week. And when it was the whole thing going down with Microsoft and everything like that, and not Microsoft, sorry, ChatGPT and Sam Altman, he was doing a video like every day on it. Like, here's the new details on it. So
chase those clicks.
Yeah. But I mean, he's really down to earth. He tries out all these different AI programs, and he does more than just like, the writing programs. He does all of them, images, videos, everything.
So I'm just going to share, because while you guys have been chatting, I've been Googling this, because obviously I got nothing else better to do with my life. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I Googled over here, how much of OpenAI does Microsoft own? Just as a general, so like you guys said, $10 billion invested, which for Microsoft is not a huge amount because they are quite big. But over here is OpenAI part of Microsoft. Microsoft hadn't been at the forefront of the technology industry, blah, 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 blah. But its alliance with OpenAI, which was originated as a non-profit in 2015. For-profit. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Yeah, this is the right one. This is the one I was talking about. Is Microsoft the biggest shareholder of OpenAI? This from Time. So it says Microsoft has a 49% stake. So they are not the majority shareholder, but they do have a significant stake. So basically, you can't really do a huge amount. So that's where because I look at things from a financial perspective. So from my perspective, it's just like, it doesn't matter where this guy goes. He is ultimately under the Microsoft umbrella, if you like.
I think what someone said while this was all kicking off was Microsoft have basically managed to buy ChatGPT without having to spend any of the money, because they managed to just hire all of the staff and get all of the expertise. Well,
they also took a chance, right? Because it's business. Because OpenAI at the time could have just flopped, like big time. Like right now, obviously, hindsight, everyone knows it's the bee's knees and everything. But at the time,
and
it was a risk, right?
Also, what I understood is OpenAI's software all runs on Microsoft's cloud servers, so they could literally just say, "Well, we've got all your data, so what are you going to do?"
Well, I think what they were preparing for when Microsoft took Sam Altman in was that if OpenAI did go under because of everything, they'd be able to start their own like OpenAI over at Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was that's like the backup plan B, just in case. So if anything happened at OpenAI, and like someone investing $10 billion, it's not chump change. They would like to protect their investment, which is not unreasonable. So yeah, they probably had some kind of agreement as to what would happen if this guy no longer continued in whatever capacity. So if he wasn't around for whatever reason, they would still want to continue, right? So anyway, that's what I was Googling earlier, and that was interesting. So Microsoft has a 49% ownership of OpenAI, which is really interesting because the board of OpenAI basically blindsided all the investors. Like, I'm not suggesting you can't vote the way you vote, but if you're going to do something like that, generally you have to give advance indications of your, reservations. You can say, oh, I don't like the guy's face. Whatever it is, you're
Could
going
have
to
been
say
that they felt like if it is this program is the whole reason why they did this, they could have felt like it was too serious not to act like right now without trying to give away like what was happening.
Yeah, I don't know the details, I'll be honest. And I don't think anyone inside kind of predicted how it would land, It was a complete, I'm not going to swear, but it was a bit of a storm. Let's call it a storm. Cool, let's see. Richard is plugging his newsletter, which I have not opened, but I have received. So I am on Richard's newsletter if anyone would like to join that. Yes, congratulations. And Inka says that she doesn't know who nominated, but I'm up against.
That's not the
one.
attitude. You can win this. We like a good underdog.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm rooting for you, Inka, but like you say never. And JK is plugging her Ko-fi. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I still don't know. Project Sugar and Spice. If anyone would like to support her, how do we vote? What are we voting for, Richard?
For Inca's thing.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and she dropped the link too. So
yes. Sorry, I'm a bit behind on the. Yeah, Lonely Annie. Yeah, I have no idea. That's why I need friends like ChatGPT. Falling through Bempic. There you go. Math. Yeah, really.
This book's free right now. Go and get it.
Math GPT. Oh, that's Benpic's book, so feel free to go check that out. RC
Okay.
says he tried.
I got it.
Yeah.
Ko-fi says from their what they say, how you pronounce it is it sounds like no fee. Ko-fi.
Ah, okay. So
and that's direct from their Twitter account.
There you go. Have you guys heard of Quillbot? I haven't heard of Quillbot. I gotta say, so
I've heard it, but I've never tried it.
Yeah, I've only stuck with the free version of ChatGPT at the moment.
There's a ton of free things out there to try. A lot of writing stuff that you can, yeah.
There we go. Inka, there's the link. You can just vote on one category if you want to. Mine is Best Rainbow Award. So yeah, voting and start. Okie dokie. I will look at that later. So I don't know if people know, but this laptop I'm on is really old. It's like 10 years, 9 or 10 years old. So whenever whenever I try to open more like apps or files, it just it burns up basically. So I'll try and do that later, Inka. Written a review for Ridley Scott's film Napoleon. I managed to spill that bloater. I'm going to throw in a few jokes. 855 words for a review. That is impressive. Highs to Sam. Good to see you, Sam. And oh, look, running to right. Ben is here. I'm just catching up from the chat, guys. 10 billion is evil genius level of money. I wish I had 10 billion, but
right.
If only someone had written a book about tech company taking over a country. Very clever that. Annie's laptop isn't. It almost is. It almost is. Voted, yeah, cool. I'm gonna go and check out that link and probably vote for Inka. Not suggesting anyone be swayed by what I'm saying, but I'll be voting for Inka.
Ben's newsletter dropped today, and it had photos of macarons, which was fantastic.
We do love some food.
I would have fought him for them if I was in the same room as him. So
yeah, you're wearing a jumper. You're sweating already. You can't fight anyone for anything. Kofi may have intended it to be pronounced that way, but coffee also works. Okay. Yeah. But and buy me coffee is
So yeah, what is it? Coffee or Kofi?
It's both.
That's the thing. So it's like coffee.
So I've heard Kofi and Kofi.
I've heard coffee. Kofi.
I've heard them all. Yeah. So it's no fee. So Kofi. It rhymes with no fee. That's what they said. That's what they said in their post on Twitter. Kofi.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this back on. 49%. That's not quite full ownership, but that's actually quite impressive. I'd be happy with owning a 49% of OpenAI at this point.
Yeah, right.
If I had a few, spare change kind of thing, 10 billion lying around, which I don't, by the way. So
It's probably
yeah.
worth a lot more now.
Yeah, I mean, now that, and all that media attention, which I want to bring up, the media attention thing, good or bad, it's always good publicity, and I think that's something maybe we can learn from. So even if it's bad publicity for your book, maybe somehow we can turn it around and use that as a learning experience. I don't know if that works though for books.
I'm not sure I can afford to spend $10 billion on marketing for my book.
So like if your book flopped, like how would we be able to use that? I don't know if you can, books wise. That might be a different story. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to share I added it to the screen. Sorry, I forgot to add it to the screen. That's what I was looking at. 9% of the state. Yeah. Wish I had that kind of change. Anyway, on that note, how did November go for everyone?
Shannon, go first. Ladies first.
Okay, Shannon goes first. Very well.
Yeah. So I had hoped maybe I might be able to hold on, let me look at my projects and tell you exact numbers. That I might be able to finish my book, but I guess I probably should have known I wasn't going to, because it's going to be a lot more than what I thought. It's going to be over 100,000 words, and the most I've ever written in a nano was 96,486 words. That's the most I've ever written in a nano. So I guess I should have known I was not going to be able to write 100,000 plus book in a month, but I was trying for it. And then when I realized it was not going to happen, I put my goal at 75,000, which I did hit 75,528 words. So yeah.
Well,
and I finished up my audiobook recording of my prequel novella. So
that is awesome. How about you, Richard? What did you get up to?
Oh, I didn't do NaNoWriMo. I'm not sure if we're allowed to talk about NaNoWriMo anymore. Controversy. I was working on the sequel to this, Price for the Color of Money. We have got up to draft 2. It is going to beta readers soon. I will be dropping the application form in the chat if you want to apply to be a beta reader. I'm going for a slightly different approach with this. I'm going to do several waves of betas, so we'll see.
What's your your timeline that you're looking like? When are you wanting to start? When you're wanting to get them?
I'm probably going to be sending them out in the next sort of week or so. I'm not expecting any feedback back till the end of January. Then we'll take it from there. So obviously it's Christmas.
Gotcha.
I don't want to stress people out, but if people want to get a pre-release version of the book to have a little gander at, I'm not going to say no to it. Oh, actually, I will say one thing that I was quite impressed by. In my recent newsletter that went out on Friday, I put a link to the application form, and I actually got a response from a newsletter subscriber.
Yeah.
Which I was really impressed. I thought, I didn't think anyone was going to actually click this, but someone did, and they filled it in. So that's good. Whether they'll actually follow through with the actual beta, and I'm going to try and recruit more betas than I actually need, because you always get a few that
drop out,
or drop out, or just
things happen.
Exactly, things happen.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good news, Laura. Well done.
Yeah, maybe they jumped on today's screen and go, "My God, what's he wearing? That's ghastly."
Yeah, I think this is great. I mean, even if you didn't hit the 50K, you still got lots of writing done.
Exactly. I think that's kind of my thing with Nano. I don't have a problem with Nano itself, but I think people kind of put the pressure on themselves. Like we obviously have written before, so maybe it's not as applicable for people who know how to write or who have experience writing, but those who are new to it tend to feel like, oh, I have to do it, and there's some kind of undue pressure on them, I feel.
And I think different pressures work for different people. So when I know this is like a month, like if it's a nano, I know that I'm writing, I can get a lot done usually. And it's just me. It's all competition with me, what I can do, what I hope to accomplish. But if it's a month where I know I have a lot of other things going on, then that pressure does not work for me.
Yeah, you got to really understand yourself, I think, for sure. Me, I didn't actually do Nano, but I did a lot of prep for next year. So next year, I'm looking forward to hopefully write a few novels. And I'm not sure I'm going to publish any of them, but that is my plan. So I'm kind of getting.
It's fine. You can do some practice novels. That's fine.
That's what I'm doing. That's literally the goal. So I'm practicing right now. I've got my practice writing sessions. I'm up to probably 1,300 to 1,500 words a day if I wanted to get that easily. So I can comfortably get that. So yeah, and I've recently started plotting stories as well. So the aim is to have maybe 10 stories practice plotting. So I would have practiced plotting 10 stories, and then I would have practiced writing for 3 or 4 solid months. And after that, so I'm looking around February, March, I'm going to start writing actual novels and see how that goes. It's going to be that's the aim anyway. So I've been doing the prep work for that. 51K, which is crazy, Inca. Um, it's not the number of words; it's actually more quality of words, which is why I can actually write fairly fast. So I can type 2,500 to 3,000 words an hour if I know what I'm going to write. So if I know what I need to write, 3,000 is not difficult. But because I write and I mildly edit, it's kind of like a minor edit. So it's not a full edit or anything. It's just making sure what I've just written the last 10, 15 minutes makes sense. Correct the typos, make sure the sentences structures are there and everything. So then I don't have to worry about getting to 50,000 words and then going to page one, going, what did I write? What was that? That is terrible. So it's less of a dirty draft. It's more of a slightly less dirty draft, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's the goal. So yeah, you could be Kevin Annan in April says, well, yeah, I might do. But by that point, I think I'm probably a bit ahead of that. I'll probably be doing. The aim is about 6 weeks to do one novel. So I'll spend 1 week doing the plotting, and I'll spend 5 weeks doing the writing, plus minor edits in between. So yeah. Oh, Richard, come on. Yeah, you need to get your ears checked. So that's why.
What? Speak up.
Oh dear, you need to get your ears checked. Come on. Gosh, terrible. Look at this. Oh, what I got to put up with.
You
Okay.
got another 2.5 hours of this.
Yeah. Cool. What do you guys say to doing a half an hour sprint? Maybe we can do a half-hour sprint. Let's get it all set up. And I've got Author 2 Writing Conference here, which we can talk about on the next break. So let's get this set up first. Hold on. 30 minutes, and also start the breaks. Is 30 minutes okay with you guys, actually? I don't want to...
Shoot, there.
Yeah?
I was on mute and I was trying to say, hey, you haven't shared the screen yet.
There you go. Is 30 minutes good?
Good.
Thor is ready. Thor
Do the
gives his
part
approval. Okay, let's go. 30 minutes. I'll see you guys in 30 minutes. Let's start now. Okie dokie, that is time. What did you guys get up to? Set that screen. We will go. Actually, you know what? Let's stick with ladies first because we're being gentlemanly today. So, ST, what did you get up to?
Well, I am working on getting my direct sales stuff set up. No, there's not an echo on my side, Richard.
Yeah, give us the update, but I do want to get your views on direct sales because that's something everyone's interested in. Well, I'm interested in. Everyone's also interested in, I'm sure. So yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. So, Ingram Spark, I know you know this, but not everybody may know this, but Ingram Spark has recently opened up a beta feature to several authors that we kind of got the hookup through Dale for some of us to be able to apply to get it set up where we could sell our paperbacks and hardbacks and stuff like that directly from their website or from their distribution center. So instead of doing like a PayPal link, like I've done this in the past, I've done a PayPal link where someone could buy my book, but then I had to have my book on hand, or I could do it through a drop shipping, then go mail the book off myself from there. So, PayPal would take the money, but then I'd have to do all the logistical stuff on the back end. Where Ingram Spark, they've now got this beta program where someone can order the paperback or hardback or whatever, physical product that you have, and it will take the money from, it will collect the money and it will distribute the money to you, and it will take out all the fees, and they automatically ship the book. Now it's only open to US authors, to US sellers at this point, but I realized that I had set up A Curse of Scales and Feathers through them, and I set it up with the one for my Kickstarter, which included I'll show you. So it includes some of the stuff from the stuff that the stretch goals. So included artwork in it that's not going to be included as part of the original paperback.
Very nice, very nice.
This is just for my Kickstarter, so it's exclusive to my Kickstarter. If I can get the page to turn. Yeah, so that's just exclusive to my Kickstarters to get that artwork in there.
Ooh, that is good. That's nice. Very nice.
What I realized was, I have that link and I set it up to do direct sales on my website. And I'm like, wait, this is the Kickstarter book, not the actual book. And I did give it the ISBN that I assigned it from Bowker for this book. So I didn't do two separate ISBNs for the picture, one with pictures and one without, because I didn't want to waste an ISBN if I don't have to. So since the one is not really needs an ISBN, the first one really doesn't need an ISBN because it's just only being distributed through my Kickstarter. That's it. So I had to change the file. Well, I was 60 days past changing the file on Ingram Spark, which after 60 days, you have to pay $25. And I've been putting it off for years. I say years. I've only been doing this for 2 years, but putting off Alliance of the Independent Authors. If you go through them, you get 5 free changes that you can make to Ingram Spark books every month. I've got code for 5 free changes. And I've been wanting to join them for a while anyways. So that's what I did this spread. I joined the Alliance of Independent Authors, got that in there, got that code, went and updated the file on Ingram Spark, and all working toward direct sales. So
very nice, very cool. Art looks great, by the way, and everyone's commenting as well. So just want to pick out a few. So Ben, running to rights, says super cool artwork, and Sam here, love the artwork, and I like that Ingram is testing that out.
Yes.
Yeah, Ingram's got a lot of good stuff. I don't know. So I've been anti-Ingram for a long time. I'm still currently anti-Ingram, but I may have to revisit my biases at some point. So we shall see. And Emma says the artwork is so good. Yeah, it really is. It really is good. And yeah, cool. Was that it, SD, or did you do more work on your 500 projects that you've got?
Well, after I finished that and updated my files, then I went over. I'm now setting up my file for my prequel novella, a new file on BookFunnel, because I'm having BookFunnel. It somewhat integrates with PayHip, which I'm using PayHip to sell direct to my website, and I'm doing an ultimate digital bundle like I talked about. So I'm setting up a specific file just for that PayHip bundle through BookFunnel is going to deliver the files. So.
Gotcha. Nope. Sounds like everything is going very well. Richard, Mr. Holiday, Mr. I'm gonna market for Coca-Cola today. No, don't worry. You take your time. I'll go first. Pre-marketing for Coca-Cola.
I was eating dry cereal. It's very nice.
Dry. Oh no, not for me. Anyway, before I give my update,
you've been asking me what I actually did.
I'll do mine first, and then because you can carry on eating. But other Laura has basically summarized the chat whilst we were sprinting. The entire sprint chat was about.
I saw there's 96 comments.
That's basically summarized. That's it. It's all about hot air and a lot of gas. There we go.
The chat was really blown off, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we kind of drifted off a little bit. But yeah, just some interesting facts about my life. Like, this is years ago, so I don't have any problem sharing it. But yeah, I once dated a chemist. She was actually like a chemist, like chemistry major in university.
Was there any chemistry, Andy?
Yeah, we're going to overlook that. But yeah, airborne is really potent for chemical warfare, apparently. And I didn't know what this meant, SBD. Emma was kind enough to educate me. Silent but deadly. So there we go. If you come across that, it means silent but deadly.
Was there a reaction between you and the chemist?
I don't know. You're gonna have to use your imagination for that one. But since Richard is done eating, would you like to give us your update, Richard? What did you work on?
Yes, I would love to do that. I was finishing my current book that I was reading. I just finished this book, The Mother by T.M. Logan. It's a thriller that I picked up while I was shopping about 3 weeks ago. I've been gradually reading it. It's quite good. I've read quite a few of his. They're quite nice sort of thrillers. Might be good for you to put on your list, Andy, of thrillers to research. These are quite well plotted and they're quite satisfying. So when I see these on sale for £2 for £8 or whatever, I always pick one up. Really.
What kind of thriller is it? Because I enjoy it.
This one is about a woman, a mother, who is trying to get her family back after she is wrongfully imprisoned for her husband's murder.
Maybe I'm gonna have to think about that. Yeah.
But yeah, this is quite good. It took me about 3 weeks to read because I've been a bit ill. But no, I probably could have read that a lot quicker if I'd been firing on all cylinders. But no, it was good fun. Enjoyed that. That's all I did, by the way. And I sowed chaos in the chat.
Yeah, you got your word count. You got your word count on the chat. So that was good. Inca says Ally has book vault codes too. I'm actually keeping my eye on book vault. They're kind of rolling things out and they're kind of ironing things out. So yeah, I'm not one of these people who does the first to market kind of person. I'm not a first to market, so I never jump in first. I kind of like to let everyone who wants to jump in first and jump in, and then iron out whatever they need to iron out before I look at it. So I've got my eye on it, but I haven't really, used them yet. Ingram, I guess Richard's not a fan of Ingram either. What's your beef with Ingram, Richard?
Okay, I will tell you.
Only if you're okay sharing with it. You don't have to share it. Otherwise.
Oh no, I'm happy to share how rubbish they are.
Okay.
So I published Price War Wide. It's free, by the way. Go and download it. I published it through Ingram. I was experimenting with going wide with it. I just didn't find Ingram's user experience very good. It's like you sort of put your book through their system. It goes through. It's like, well, there it is, all done. Right. Are you going to give me any links of any of the marketplaces where it's on? No, you have to go find it yourself. Just trust us. So it's like, you throw your book into the ether essentially with them. Luckily, when I published, I got a coupon code, so I got to publish for free with them. Because if I paid $49 for that, I'd have been very upset. But yeah, I just haven't been very
Well, now it's free to publish on Ingram.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah, it's free to publish on Ingram now. You don't have to pay. You just had to pay $25 per time you change after the initial 60 days.
It's a bit late for me now.
But I'm glad to see that Ingram is moving on, which is like nothing wrong with Ingram except that they are a monopoly. So if Ingram disappeared, literally everyone will be up the creek without a paddle, you know? And no one wants to actually take on that business. Literally, no one wants to touch that business, you know? Yeah, I think my biggest, well, a couple of biggest issues really, is they're not very transparent, and I know that's partly because of the publishing industry and how it's all set up. There's like so many middle people, you know, everyone needs their cut, and I get that. I'm not against people getting their cut. I mean, obviously, business makes the world go round and all that. But let's say you put in like a 50, 55, 60% discount, right? Which is what you are typically advised in order to get into retail stores. And then you've got to have returns on. Like the returns policy is one thing. Assuming you have returns on, you've got to make sure they don't actually return things. Some people have been burnt by that.
Oh, it's happened to Ben. It's happened to Ben. He got like a $300 bill for books. He set them to destroy, do not return, and so apparently I think a load of people sent them back, retailers, and they destroyed them because that was the option he ticked, and he had to pay for books. So yeah. See, he's saying in the chat now. Oh, also I agree with Inca. Don't do ebooks with Ingram because it locks you out doing any KDP and fun and games, which is very useful.
Absolutely, never do ebook with Ingram. Sorry, go ahead, SD.
Well, I think to kind of, it doesn't really lock you out of KDP. It's just if you use it, Ingram, you can't uncheck of where you want your ebook to go. So it distributes everywhere. So you can't choose not to distribute somewhere. Like on Drafted Digital, you can choose where you want your ebook to be distributed.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be paying extra money and fees, or losing your money, it is easy to go direct on Amazon. If you go direct on Amazon, you can't do Ingram because it won't let you uncheck that distribution.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought that was a big weakness, Shannon, when I was publishing through Ingram, that you can't untick marketplaces.
Yeah.
I think the only way I managed to not do it on Amazon, because the reason I wanted Amazon to be done through Amazon was because I know some people, I think including Ben, Dan Hook as well, they've been really burnt by Ingram going through to Amazon and delaying like their pre-orders and all that sort of stuff. And you know,
you lose your money.
Yeah.
Because Amazon takes their cut and then Ingram takes their cut. Where if you go straight to Amazon, you only get Amazon's cut take out. And Amazon is just a very easy platform to publish to.
It really is. And
yeah,
I have to say, at Amazon, I just do all of my dealings with Amazon, go through Amazon directly, and anything else, do it through Ingram or Drafted Digital or whatever. I haven't decided for the next book whether I'm going to bother with that. But we shall see.
Yeah. I think the returns policy has a lot to be desired. And actually, sorry to hear about your experience, Ben, about losing a few $100, but I've seen far bigger like returns money involved. We're talking 5 figures. You know, I've seen 5 figures. That would for a small business, you know, for a small author, relatively new, that would literally tank the business. You know, you would not recover from that. We're not talking a few $100 here. We're talking like 5 figures. You know, like no one has that kind of money lying around. Well, some people do. I'm not saying no one does, but
Microsoft
a lot of
does.
people. Yeah, well, Microsoft has a few quid lying around, don't they? But yeah, I think the returns thing, and also the lack of transparency on the retail discounts. So if you go to your retailer and you have a relationship with the like the local bookshop or whatever, and you say, yeah, I've set my discounts at whatever 40%, you should get 40% or 35 or something. You can't verify that with Ingram. Like, yeah, good luck with that. For me, that's just no. I can't do that. So if I go and knock on the door on the local bookshop, I say, yeah, okay, you can go and buy my book. It's on Ingram's system, and they'll, yeah, okay, good. So how much are you charging on this? Yeah, good luck finding out how much they are charging because it's not transparent. So yeah, on those 2 points, and also they're just monopoly. It's not really for me. I can't. Yeah, I will happily support other people. So in my case, I'm going D3 for KDP, Amazon KDP for everything, paperback, ebook, direct, and hardcover. Hardcover, their quality is not best, just so you know. But I do ebook wide and paperback wide from D3, and I know D3 uses Ingram's distribution network.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to pay D3 the fee for me not to worry about those two things. So I don't worry about returns because it's set. Like no one's going to return my book via B2D. That's it. That's not going to happen. And also, sorry, yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, I only use Ingram for two things. It was just one thing, and that was to fulfill my Kickstarter. So because they do drop shipping all over the world. So I've only used Ingram to drop ship my physical books. But now with them doing the direct sales, I'm going to use it for that. But I don't use it to distribute to anywhere. I do everything D2D. Yeah. So
have you looked at BookVault for drop shipping? Because they were quite big on that.
So here's the issue with BookVault, and I sent an email and haven't got a response, and that was like well over almost 2 months ago now. So I've kind of just put it to side because I told them, because I met with the owners, right? And I met with them. I said I would love to use them because they have a plugin with PayHip. But here's the issue: I use Atticus to do all my formatting. Atticus is set up mostly for Ingram and KDP. They're not set up for BookVault. BookVault's, they don't have book sizes that are in US. All their book sizes are UK. There's nothing comparable in Atticus. It wouldn't accept any of my files, no matter which one. I changed it. I changed one that was like exact for the, I don't remember which one, length or width, but then the other one was off by like 0.25, and it still wouldn't accept it. It won't accept any files from Atticus. And I don't have time to sit here and redo all of it because that's the whole reason why I got Atticus, was because I was doing all my files myself and it was taking a lot of time.
Yeah, that's literally why I don't go. I'm never first to market, and I'm happy for people who go first to market. I hope you guys make a huge load of money, but that's one of the reasons. I know
Dale said he had a workaround, but I haven't got in touch with him yet because I don't have time. Even if he told me what it was, I don't have time to do it. So
exactly, I got
interesting that they don't. So is are they based in the UK then? This place?
Yeah, they're based in the UK, but they opened up here in the US, and they're going through. I have it written down somewhere. I think it's Baker and Taylor is their distribution is who they're using to do their prints. So they got one place here in the US right now. They're planning on expanding. But,
yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for them to kind of iron out the North America expansion. Obviously, it's the US. Once that gets ironed out, I'm like, I'm okay. Once that sorts out.
Because the other thing that they're doing, which is going to be exciting, and I can't wait, and I will make sure I figure out the files by then, is that next year is what they're hoping is to release their physical print-on-demand box sets. The first company that's going to do it.
I'm looking forward to that. I don't have box sets yet. I could do, but I haven't really looked at it. But it's mostly because like it's so difficult to. There's workarounds you need to do in order to get the box sets done, and I'm just not willing to put that time in right now.
Well, it's not just time, it's the money, because you have to pay for the box sets to be made. In most cases, they're only made as like flat cardboard. And so you have them shipped to your house. You have to, mold it into the box. And then you have to get the books separate to put into the box set. And you have to give them all the dimensions. So you have to make sure all your dimensions are right with all your books. Because I looked into this before I did my box set that I did last year. And so I looked into all of this. And so you have to pay for that. You have to, put them together yourself. Now, I think there's some companies who will do that for extra money. You can have your book shipped there, and for extra money, they'll put it together and they'll just like wrap it up. But then you also have to wrap it up yourself. And then you have to have storage for it. So you can store it like in your house, but now that's not something you can sell through like Amazon. So people are buying it directly from you if they want your physical box set. You can sell it through Amazon if you send all of those books, of course, which is going to take money to send them all, to an Amazon warehouse where you have to pay for the storage.
Okay, so the workaround for that one would be to get your box sets fulfilled by Amazon, so FBA. I don't know if you guys know about that one, but basically, so it'll be like an Amazon seller account. So we're talking Amazon seller account, not the KDP.
You have to go through all that process.
You would have to.
But then if you're an Amazon seller, that wouldn't link up to your.
It doesn't link up. No, it doesn't.
So you'd be up the creek in that respect.
You have to do it. So you can, because I used to sell on Amazon myself. So what you would do is you would have some kind of automation, and this is a bit more advanced down the line. So the first few books you probably do yourself. You'd have to literally get the physical inventory of the books, get the bundle. Get the barcode, put it on, slap the labels on, send it to Amazon and all that stuff, right? And then when someone buys it on Amazon,
it's print on demand.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I just said. That's the process. I don't know if I wasn't clear.
No, it wasn't so you would do all that yourself, but you can actually automate some of that. So you would send it to like a third party, to do the
Well, yeah,
bundling and all that. But
yeah,
you
that's,
need,
yeah, I did say that. You can pay someone to put it all together for you.
but you need to have the seller account for that, and you can automate it. But I'm just saying it probably won't suit most people because you'd have to do quite a lot of volume to make that work. Like,
Yeah,
it just
I don't know how what you're saying is different from what I'm saying because it sounds the same.
maybe it is the same.
Okay.
Maybe I misunderstood. But basically, instead of you ordering everything, you just get it delivered to somewhere else.
Well, yeah,
And then
that's
you
hiring
package it.
someone who can like there are companies who do the box set and they will create it and put it all together for you and then package it and then send it. But you're paying someone else to do all that.
Yeah, but then you would send it back to Amazon. That's what I'm trying to say. You would send the box set back to Amazon to sell.
Yeah, you send it to Amazon and you have to pay for warehouse space.
No, it's minimal. Well, assuming you actually make sales, the warehouse space you need to do that.
That's the thing. You don't know if you're a brand new author, you don't know what type of sales you're going to make. This is not something that's worth it for them.
Yeah, no, agreed. Definitely not. Definitely don't waste time with that one. And it kind of defeats the purpose, isn't it? Like, we're here for print on demand. Surely we don't want to. Well, I'm not keen on storing stuff. You know, I don't want to be handling inventory.
Amazon can't do a box set print on demand where they just print the box.
I think they can. They just don't want to They just don't want to do it because the margin on that is not enough for them. I think. Otherwise, they would do it.
I wonder if that also is why Amazon, for their hardbacks, they don't do dust jackets. Because I know a lot of people, I know a few people who are like, I only use Ingram Spark because they offer dust jackets on their hardbacks. I mean, I don't do hardbacks, so it's a bit of an academic thing. But I can understand why, if you're going to go as far as making a hardback, you'd want it to be a dust jacketed hardback. Because if you're going to go to that level, you might as well go the whole way. So it's an interesting thing. I have to say, it's kind of interesting that Amazon are kind of missing a trick with certain quite basic features. Like they recently announced the you can schedule your paperback,
and everyone thought that was like a pre-order.
Because I think we've all done it where it's like, when do we upload the bloody paperback? So I want it to be available. I don't want it to be available too early, but I don't want it to be available late. And that's actually a good thing. I think if they did hardback dust jackets and physical pre-orders, they would possibly really kind of encroach on Ingram Spark, I think, and the other places, because they.
So you think they have like a handshake deal or something with some of these other places?
Who knows?
I would love for someone else to step in and take over some of Ingram's monopoly right now. Like, if Amazon went down, we would be able to sell our books via Ingram, right? Or via B2B or something else. You still get the distribution. So Amazon, although is the biggest, piece of the pie right now for us, you could live without it. I mean, someone else would probably step in, to fill that shoe. But if Ingram went down, you'd literally lose all the everywhere else kind of thing. Mind you, I mean, I'm speaking just for myself. I don't do a huge amount of sales outside of Amazon anyway. But,
exactly. All of literally 100% of my sales of Price will have been on Amazon. So Ingram Spark has been a bit of a waste of time for me. But I gave it a go. Maybe I'll give it another go. Maybe I'll do it slightly differently for the next, but maybe I'll do it through D2D or one of the other places. Because I've bought 10 ISBNs now. I'm going to have to use them.
So I have a question here with what you guys think, because I'm on D2D now, and I know, Richard, you're not there, so maybe you don't know, but you might have an idea of what you'd like to do if you were there. So Inka was just talking about how she has to sell 4 D2D print copies just to make the same royalty as 1 KDP, which I just started setting up my paperbacks like 2 months ago on D2D because I'm starting to go wide. And I did see that, like, I can't have the same price on D2D than on Amazon because like I was like losing money on my paperback compared to what I have on Amazon. But they say in the terms of service that you can't have your book at different prices on different platforms. So it's supposed to be the same all the way around. So like if I'm selling my book for $15.99 on KDP, I can't sell it at $15.99 on D2D because I was losing money. So I had to up the price on D2D, which meant I had to up the price on Amazon. But it's like, what do you guys think about that? Like, how much more should you go up? Because I went wide and I'm on D2D. Right now I'm making like 39 cents profit on my paperback on D2D. And I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if I should go up more because I make like $4 off the same paperback.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your price at the moment for your paperback?
I know that I just did I just set up the A Curse of Scales and Feathers, and I had to set that at, I wanted to do it $17.99, and I had to set it up at $18.99 in order to make a profit on D2D.
For D2D, you definitely have to up the price easily by Ingram's cut, basically, or D2D's cut, because D2D then take a bit of pie, right? So whatever you were on for Ingram, you would then automatically just add on, like, I don't know, 10% or something, you know. So that explains some of the difference, because they will take the cut D2D.
But they say you're not supposed to have a difference. Your book should be priced the same across
No,
all
no,
platforms.
I mean, yeah, I'm just, I mean, cost-wise.
Gotcha.
Sorry, not the actual price-wise. Yeah.
So your book is going to be $17.99 for the paperback. Is that around the kind of average price for a paperback in the States?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I think it was actually priced just it really depends, because I looked at my genre and I saw it all over the place from like $15 to $21. So it's kind of in the middle, but it's on the higher end of the middle.
So my view on pricing is whatever you can sell is the price, and then you gotta tweak it. So if you don't sell any at this price, then obviously it's too high. If you tweak it and it goes, I mean, obviously you want to slowly tweak this. You can't tweak it every single day. But when you reach a point where you're selling what you are happy with, and the price, you know. So let's say you want to sell one a day or one a month or whatever it is, doesn't really matter. But when you hit that point, then you know that's where the market is happy to pay you for your product. And then
okay.
So I haven't sold any yet. I've only ever sold anything on Amazon. That's it. I haven't sold anything anywhere else in the two.
That's what I would do.
In terms of my pricing, I've just pulled 3 books off my shelf at random to see what the RRP is on the back. $8.99, $9.99,
and pounds.
Pounds. So, oh yeah, pounds. Yeah, pounds. By the way, pounds. So I priced this book at $9.49 on Amazon, and I thought for several reasons, because it's roughly equivalent to what mainstream paperbacks go for, and that's the price that consumers would be kind of expecting a book to be.
Didn't I tell you to raise your price? I think I told you once that you should raise your price, and you said this was what's in the market for me, and I was like, okay. That's a while ago.
Actually, Emma was video calling me on Discord, which is why I told her to go away. It was very annoying. But also, I wanted my book to be as close to being under £10, because I think that is a psychological barrier that we all need to kind of be aware of, especially I think in the UK. I mean, it might be different in America, so I can only speak from a British perspective. Imagine that. So I've made my book as close to being under that £10 kind of like psychological barrier, from being like an impulse buy, oh, it's less than a tenner, that's fine, to being, this is a purchase now. So
I think that's why I when I had said it to you, I was looking at the American market, because your book is kind of priced low to me in the American market. But then again, I think I mentioned I didn't know what was really true for your genre, but a lot of the books have gone up for paperbacks here in the US.
Yeah, I mean, I've done this before, so you just check. There's no way to know what the price of your book will attract. Sorry, there's no way to know what price people are happy to pay for your book until it actually goes to market. That's the bottom line of it. Unless you're a trad publisher where you have like tons of data, and this kind of book does this kind of sales at this price, unless you have that data, you can't really say, you know. So the best thing to do is just price it what you think is appropriate. If it sells like hotcakes, increase it by 50 cents or $1, you know, and then increase it until you hit your sweet spot between getting the right number of sales at the royalty level that you're happy with. And if you raise it too high, then obviously the sales will probably start dropping off. So you got to find that sweet spot, and no one's going to be able to tell you until you test it out yourself. That's my experience anyway. And I sell, you know, probably some more paperbacks. I don't sell many ebooks, to be honest, because of the genre I'm in. People like paperbacks, so. And
I mean, I certainly earn more on the ebook when I actually sell an ebook. Keeps giving his books away for free. But I have to say, I just like seeing people with the physical book. It's just nice.
Yeah,
Also, not being funny, I format this book myself, so I do all of the interior formatting myself. So it's nice seeing people actually buy it and making that effort worth it. So.
Yeah, Inka says her books are well over usual UK prices, but she can't help it because it's chunky books. Yeah, exactly. So you got to find what works for you, right? I mean, no one's going to let you sell it at a loss either. So KDP is not going to print it if your sales price doesn't cover even the print, you know. But beyond that, it's really a bit of trial and error. And my experience is, slowly tweak it until you get to the right sweet spot. And if you tweak it too far, you'll know because sales will just drop off in the very next month, and then you know exactly where the sweet spot is. But it takes a bit of time, so it's not like you can find out in like a week or two. Probably takes a few months to find out, really.
I was just trying to figure out how much this is a chunky book. It's kind of similar to like size wise to my book, and it's the same genre. So I went to go look up how much I paid for it, and this one actually it was indie publish, and I found it back in January, and like this year it blew up. So now you can't get the paperback because the Trad House picked it up, and they're going to republish it next year. But I just looked to see this paperback right now is going for $99.
Oh my word!
Well, there you go.
I was having a conversation on, I believe it was X, formerly known as Twitter, about book trim sizes. I'm a bit of a stickler for that. And someone literally went for a bigger book because it had less pages, and it cost less. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to do a 5x8 because that's kind of normal in my genre, except for when you have a chunker like this. But then when my book ended up so long, I had to go because this is really comparable. Like,
Ooh, they are.
Not so far off. Yeah, that's your closest. Yeah. I would not. I mean, you do what you want because it's your business, but I probably wouldn't price it at $99 unless I was famous.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because you can't get that book right now. You can't get this paperback because the publishing house picked it up and they're doing a new cover and they're not releasing it until like May of next year. So if anyone wants the paperback, it's probably a third party seller, most likely.
Yeah. It sounds like a third party seller taking the opportunity to make a quick buck. Yeah. I don't know.
I was going to ask about this if you guys had like a certain threshold because I had heard. I had heard one author tuber who said that she makes sure when she prices her books that she's making close to $4. So three pounds is probably close to that $4 mark.
I can't speak to what other people do. It depends on what I do. It depends on what book I'm looking to sell. So for my nonfiction, if it's a regular like nonfiction, 30K plus kind of words, I would probably expect to price that about $15 to $25. So yeah, my royalty would be quite significant. I think.
Yeah, with 30,000 words for sure.
Yeah, my royalty on that would be anything $8. I want to say $8 net. So yeah, that's per book. But then if you're talking like low content and no content, the journal kind of stuff, I would just take pennies on that sometimes. It depends on how competitive the niche is. So yeah, you kind of have to see what genre you're in and just test it out a bit.
I try to hit that $3 to $4 mark profit. Except for on D2D, it's a lot less than that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with trying to aim for $3 or $4. I mean, it's just a shame that readers kind of, maybe I'm being a bit biased here, but I feel like readers think authors shouldn't get paid. I feel like that's, I don't know, maybe.
I do.
I mean, especially £1 per paperback copy of Price War. As I'm going to go 10 pounds.
For now, I may try with the next book. If people want to pay more for Price War 2, then maybe I'll see if people will buy it for like £12.
You know what I think? When I was setting up my PayHip to do the direct sales, I actually could put in there like $0 and then let people pay me what they want to pay me.
Oh wow!
I was like, I don't want to do that. But
yeah,
with electronic products is all I've set up through them so far. I haven't done any physical products. I don't know what they would do for physical products, but I was able to put $0 and put in there, pay what you feel is appropriate.
I think that's like
$99.
Yeah, some people might. Some people might. There's nothing wrong with that. RC trying to stir the pot. No, we're not doing cake gate. Would people be prepared to pay more for Price War 2? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I know I sent you a message that your price order was too low. And you told me, no, Richard, I think you could price it higher in the US.
I might try in the US bumping it up because it's $9.99 in America, the paperback.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe I could increase that. I'm looking at my KDP at the moment. I make 54 cents on each copy of Price War. So when you bought Price War, I only got 54 cents of it.
I did. I bought Price War, so I only gave you 54 cents. You should have had a price higher.
You should have split that. Richard, I hope you bought SD a very nice cup of coffee with that 54 cents.
I think I would have been at a loss at that point.
Because he bought a dollar dragon sticker from me.
There you
go.
I think it all worked out in the end. I mean, what I would say is that people are welcome to buy my books in bulk if they want.
Sorry.
I think the only person who I know may need to buy that in bulk is like lovely Martin, because he's got a blank shelf that he needs to fill up.
I have suggested this to him that he just fills his blank, empty bookshelves with copies of my book.
I like what Inca says for what you should do. Not should, but she says I reckon. No, it says two more down.
There no, I reckon you could do $11.99 or $30. See,
you know what?
I would try it. Why not try it? Like,
you know what? I actually think I'm going to try it for the next book. I might even bump this book up to a little bit higher.
Like, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, the worst that could happen is you don't get any sales, right? And then
I don't get any sales as it is.
Well, then, yeah. So, I mean, if you have nothing to lose, I would actually say, like, if everyone else in your genre is pricing it at $15, and you go $5, people are going to say that smells funny and that doesn't sound right. I'm not going to buy it.
They're going to think, oh, it's cheap. It must be nasty.
Yes. The buyer psychology on the other side of that. You said there's a buyer psychology about the $10 threshold, but what Andy's saying, that there's another buyer psychology.
Exactly. So I would prioritize buyer psychology on their perceived value of your book. That's how I would approach it first, especially if it gives you more royalty. Like, you spend money, well, we've all spent money trying to publish our books, right? So it's not like it's a free gig. You know what I mean? It's not like you can just, whip it out with AI, 30,000 words, 50,000 words in like 2 minutes.
I have to tell anyone about that.
Well, let's be real. People have been talking about it like everywhere, and that's probably what turns a lot of other people off, because they see how AI is being used, and a lot of people are kind of, well, not a lot, but I've seen quite a few people saying, I can do a book with AI in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, maybe 15. If I really push it, 3 minutes maximum. So it can be done, but it's anyway, I suggest you up your price and see what happens. Up your price, but don't just up your price. Up your price with a marketing plan. Like, if you up your price and if it's not selling now, it's not going to sell at a higher price. But what you need to do, I think, in my opinion, humble opinion, is you got to up your price, but do a marketing plan as well, right? So right now, Price for ebook is free. So push that on your newsletter and other newsletters. Ramp up maybe do like a marketing promo or book promo stacking kind of thing. Do it for like a week or two. Yeah, it's going to cost money. I'm not going to lie. It's going to cost money. But if you don't give it a go, then you know it's definitely not going to work. Do you know what I mean? And maybe look at your keywords and see if that's even ranking for what you are looking to rank for, right? Anyway, that's my 2 cents. What do you think, SD?
I agree.
There you go. 3 words. No, 2 words. I agree. Oh my God! Did I say that? I meant something different. It says you don't need to sell 1 copy at that price and the same as exactly. So then, but the algorithm with Amazon, you can't, like, no one really knows what it does, but we have a good guess. Most of us kind of have a good idea of what will tweak the algorithm. One of the things is your keywords, and the other thing is marketing. So if you make sales or downloads on your ebook, then that tells the algorithm people are interested in this book, and you capitalize on that, right? And you go from there. That's my 2 cents of working the system a little bit. We should just call it like we're gonna be like watching Thor with Andy today. That's that's the theme. What's the theme today? Oh, so cute, so cute. But yeah, SD, seriously, let us know about the book vaults integration with PayHip and everything. I'm really curious. I've been waiting for book vaults to get their finger out and start doing North American distribution, but clearly that hasn't really ironed out. And yeah, I've got Atticus, and I'm not going to be spending hours trying to work around anything. Yeah, sorry, but that's not what I'm gonna. And Morgan is here. How's it going, Morgan?
Let me tell you what I did, right? I took the pages, the PDF pages, and put them into GIMP, which is poor man versions of Adobe. And I cut it down to fit, and I got the template from Book Vault to cut it so that the words would appear within the lines of one of their templates, because I couldn't do anything else. And page by page by page of doing this, and I was like, because left page is different than a right page.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is taking too long.
Yeah, it takes a bit of, yeah, I'm not willing to spend my time on that, to be honest. I'll probably, either if I had to, I'll probably out, but ideally, I mean, that's the reason we got Atticus, right? So that it would be mostly, not all the time, but mostly, you plug your stuff in within 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe a full hour, it's done. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you upload it and there's no issues, right? That's what we want.
The only other thing I could do is to go back and do it the way I did it for my first series, which I just got the template and I did it as a Word document. But you can't do and then I put that into Calibri. But Calibri, unless you really know coding, which I only know just a little bit, you can't make it look real pretty. You can make it look professional, but there's no oohs and ahs or bells and whistles like Atticus provides.
Yeah, exactly. When we are where we are, so I'm waiting for Book Vault to iron out some stuff and maybe get North American distribution on the way. And yeah, I'm really keen to get away from Ingram. So, well, I'm not direct of Ingram. I'm going via D2D, but it is still Ingram, if you know what I mean. So I'm really hoping that Book Vault will step up. I think there's a huge business to be, like, even if they take 10% of market share and appeal to people like me who are basically anti-Ingram. Not just me, Richard as well, because Richard's anti-Ingram. And we had Ben from Running to Right. He's also kind of anti-Ingram. So even if they got like 10% of the market share right now, that would be a huge business. Let's not forget, KDP, Amazon use Ingram for distribution. And I'm sure they'll be happy to test it out with Book Vault, even a tiny amount, just to see if that will go anywhere. I think so yeah, Book Vault, I'm hoping will, yeah, we shall wait and see. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see.
The only thing people should be aware of with Book Vault is that what you do is you pay to upload your book, like you used to do a la Ingram. I think it's a bit cheaper. It's like $19.95 or maybe it's £19.95, whatever they call that, 19 pounds and some change. But if you are with Ally, then you can get, sometimes they have deals going on where you can upload for free.
Yeah, exactly. On that note, we've chatted quite a little bit. Would you guys be interested in having a 30-minute sprint?
Sounds good.
Cool. Okay, let's do a 30-minute sprint. Let me just add the. I'm really bad at this. I keep forgetting to add the thing to the stream, so I'm gonna make sure I add it to the stream right now. There we go. Okay, 30 minutes, and if anyone would like, you can watch Thor. Otherwise, we're gonna go. Okay, 30 minutes. We'll start right now. Okie dokie, that is time, 5 minutes. How did we all do? Shannon's back. I don't know where Richard left to. Maybe he's there. Like, I thought I could throw him under the bus, but he's here to keep me accountable. Let's do ladies first. SB, would you like to go first?
So I got my ebook up and my print file, or not the print file, the PDF file onto BookFunnel for my prequel novella. So that is up there, so I can put it into the digital bundle. And now I just finished uploading all of the chapters for the audiobook to BookFunnel. And I was just hitting the button for them to process it. So yeah, so I don't know how long that takes. I know audiobooks on BookFunnel is still kind of a new thing, and selling audiobooks through them, to do sales through them. So this is going to be, I'm trying this out. I signed up for their beta program, but I don't know if they've moved out of beta since it first opened a couple months ago.
Yeah, I haven't personally used BookFunnel. I know a lot of people who do. It's great stuff. Actually, I'm on like a few people's newsletters and stuff, and I've seen the BookFunnel stuff. It's pretty good. But yeah, it does come at a small cost, I think. So yeah, it depends on the budget. If you're willing to, power that.
What I really like is, I've been with Story Origin, which has really helped to grow my email newsletter list. What I really appreciated BookFunnel for is the fact that they do have like this, like where how you can sell your book. And like, I'm using it like PayHip. You can put your e-files, your audiobook files. You can do all those. You can put the MP3 and the EPUBs and all that PDFs. You can put all that on PayHip, which doesn't cost anything to house it there, and they will deliver it to the person who buys it. But what I like about BookFunnel is, one, they have the support, like if it is an ebook file, like how to get it onto your Kindle or whatever it is you're using. They also watermark like all the files, or at least the PDF ones they do. So, and they also limit, like it's an like, so if someone buys like my ebook for my book, they buy it. That link that they get for downloading is only for them, and it's only good for 2 weeks. And they can request one time to have it extended. But then after that, that link's no longer good. So it can't be like a link that everybody's getting and that everybody can download.
Yeah. So it's kind of built in, not a forever link. You use it within this time, otherwise, too bad.
Yeah, PayHip doesn't have that built in, so I kind of like that extra security.
Yeah. Cool. How about you, Richard? What did you get up to?
Nothing productive. I went downstairs, I washed up some glasses, I put my hot water bottle in my bed when we finish, and I've started reading a new book. I never usually start a new book on the same day as finishing an old book. It's a weird thing of mine, but I have started a new book.
Nice. I read a few.
This book, by the way.
No, go ahead. Yep.
This book.
Yeah.
I talked to Nick on Twitter and Threads. He's a good guy, so I bought his book. It's a big chunky thing, by the way. That's my only complaint so far. Is this thing is fucking massive. My poor tiny British hands are like. Ah.
The best books are big.
Sorry.
The best books are big. I love books and books in a Kindle.
Oh yeah. We know exactly what.
I meant to say books, not the other one.
We know exactly what Shannon likes.
Books.
I will drop a link to it.
I do actually kind of like the thicker books as well, actually, myself. So I got Jack Reacher by Lee Child and Andrew Child. No Plan B. So this is one of the later ones. It was, let's see. Just gonna see when it was published. Copyright 22, copyright 2022. So it's like a year and a bit ago. It's okay so far. I wasn't very impressed with the first opening page. I was like, oh my god, it's bad. It really was bad. There was repetition of words literally in the first 2 or 3 sentences. And I thought, oh my god, that's. But anyway, I stuck with it. It's okay. It's growing on me. Yeah, I don't know if anyone noticed, but my laptop Google Chrome crashed earlier, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, Morgan popped in, so hi to Morgan, and CB, CB's here as well, and JC is also here. It's cool. But yeah, there's been quite a few bits in the chat. I don't know if I'm going to catch all of it. Let's see. Hold on. Hi's everywhere. Morgan actually edited a chapter. It's cool. What's this? You don't do millworthy like on outside? Did I miss something? What's that about?
Millworthy is getting 1 million words in a year.
Oh.
Which is totally never going to happen to me.
Well, why not? I mean, all you have to do is copy and paste the same words and then...
That's cheating.
I don't remember who it was. I saw a video of someone saying that they stopped doing nano because they were cheating against themselves.
Yeah, I think you've got it. Yeah, you've got to have some discipline.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just defeats the purpose, right? Yeah. Cool. I'm just seeing if I missed any comments of...
Oh, yeah. I watched Emma's latest video on my 55-inch 4K telly, and it was really good. It was basically like having Emma in the room with me because her face was basically lifelike on that screen, life size.
I think I need to up my game a bit on that one. What book? I think you answered that. Cool. My poor tiny British hands.
I tell you what, this book, I'm going to persist because I want to give the guy some support. But I'm going to have like really sore wrists at the end of this.
We're gonna take the spotlight off Richard just for a little bit. Shannon, way too much info.
That's not what I meant.
It's all good. Did 1 million words in 2021. Wow, that is crazy. Well done.
I could do that if I was like doing nothing else.
Well, exactly. Yeah. If I had nothing else to do, and I was like locked away in a log cabin.
Yeah, I could do it.
I think we have to get like a few people, and then everyone contributes. So, if we all do our bit, I'm sure we could hit 1 million words. Has everyone signed up for Richard's newsletter? Richard, do you have a newsletter?
That is a very good question. Thank you, JC.
I'm pretty sure not everyone knows Richard has a newsletter, but there we go.
But Andy, if you've signed up, have you actually opened my latest newsletter?
I'm going to say no, I haven't, because I've been busy doing other bits. So, but I will be reading it, and I will.
And also, the important thing is when you open someone's newsletter, you got to click on all the links because that adds to their stats.
Yeah, that's a personal choice. I'm not going to.
The only link I would say please don't click on is the unsubscribe link. So don't do that. Everything else
that is acceptable. That is acceptable.
If I was sneaky, I could actually delete the unsubscribe link from my template. That would be a bit naughty, though, wouldn't it?
That would be bad. That's illegal. Don't do that.
I think you have to have it with some regulations, but I don't remember which ones.
Yeah, it's. I think it's regulations. So you need to have like an address, and you need to have an unsubscribe.
Yeah.
I will tell you about my address. Because my address is my home address, I do not want that at the bottom of my newsletter going to all and sundry, so I just put a fake address in. See, Inca's good. We like Inca. Thank you.
So what I do, I actually I'm going to one up everyone on this one. When I do actually open a newsletter and I want to interact, I actually reply to that newsletter.
Yeah, I got one of your replies, Andy. It's very nice to receive. Thank you.
Exactly. So if you really want to help, you click the links, or if you don't, just hit reply and do like a short response. That adds to the like. I don't know what it's called. I'm not very good at it.
Send a reputation.
Yeah, send a reputation, and then it really helps. Yeah, open, click, reply. Actually, it should be reply, and then click. But if you can't be bothered to reply, do the click. Yeah, I don't like nothing else comes to mind on that. For improving email deliverability. There's like a discussion about how much, like what you put in your email, whether it's images and how many links and how far down the email it goes and everything. But
Andy, it was a bumper edition this month, so it was really good fun.
Yeah, cool. Inca says CV says I'm back. I put lunch into my bag. Meeting tomorrow. Oh my goodness, it's Monday. Where does the time go? Seriously, we're already December and it's Monday. But with since we've got Shannon here, I want to discuss something called Altitude Rising Conference
Let's do that.
with everyone, because I think we all had a blast last year. I don't know if everyone's going to be applying, but yeah, Shannon and Margaret are organizing this year's. There's quite a lot. I'll be honest, I haven't really kept up with everything because it's been crazy. But,
Someone just replied to my newsletter live on.
see, there you go. If you want to make Richard's day, reply to his newsletter. You know, that always works. But yeah, Shannon, what do you have up for AWC? There's quite a few new things. Oh, hopefully you don't lose Richard.
Yeah, so Margaret came up with this cool idea, so that we're going to try it, which I don't know if Morgan and Ben are still in the chat, but we talked about this earlier when we were interviewing Esther for the podcast. But yeah, so Margaret came up with this cool idea that would work on so many levels, and we're going to do it first on her channel. We're going to start this Thursday, which is where we're taking past presentations, and we're going to do it's like a combination of three things, but I can never remember the third thing, but it's watch party versus reaction video versus something else, but I don't remember what the other part is. But basically, we're going to watch the presentation. We're going to share the screen and watch the presentation together on screen with everybody. We'll stop and we'll react to it. We're going to we have questions that we've come up with. And then once the presentation is done, then the presenter is going to come on and we're going to get a chance to ask them questions. And whoever's there will be able to ask questions as well. And it was Margaret's idea. I think it's an awesome idea. And she actually chose the first one as well because of what's going on in both of our lives. And that's M.K. Williams's audiobook, Do It Yourself audiobook. Because I'm in the middle of doing my audiobook, or I'm not in the middle anymore, but I'm done with it. But I was in the middle of doing my audiobook when she brought this idea up when Margaret did. And Margaret is an editor for an audiobook magazine. So we have different viewpoints of the audiobook creation process. And we have things that we can add and things that we're going to ask questions. And so this is a way to bring more visibility to the AuthorTube Writing Conference. It also brings more visibility to the presenters for people who may not know who they are, or maybe to a presentation that someone didn't have a chance to watch, that kind of thing. And that's this Thursday.
Nice. Well, there you go. That's actually a great idea, actually. So you got people lined up. I guess you contacted them and stuff.
Well, Margaret felt, and I agree, and I don't have time to really think about not agreeing, that we should just try one and see how it goes. If it does well, then we'll do more. But during I feel that we're probably going to do at least another one. What the idea that we're going to do is that during the live, we'll ask if people have ideas of which other presenters they would like us to, their presentations that we want to show and comment and react to, and then try to get those presenters to come on. And then if you don't see the live stream, you can leave it as a comment. And so we're going to probably use that data to figure out who we'll do next.
Yep. Give it a go and see what happens, right? And hopefully they support what you're trying to do.
Oh my goodness, Thor.
It's what? Actually, Andy.
But yeah, the applications are still open. If anyone wants to apply, we have 12 days left.
Yeah, I think it's 15th of December. So
15th of December, yeah.
I do plan on getting my pitch in. I'm just going to wait for someone to see if they are free to brainstorm and stuff. And there's actually a whole list of ideas we've got in the AWC pack, the AWC guide. Let me see if I can pull that up. And then speaker applications. So yeah, over here, there we go. Check the AuthorTube Writing Conference guide. That one specifically, if you click on that, I'll click on it now, just so we can see. We'll give it a second to load up. But yeah, this one at the end of the document, there's like a whole bunch of, there's an appendix A, I think it was called, and there's a whole bunch of ideas. So I'm going to go through those ideas, and I'm hopefully going to sit down and maybe come up with my own pitch or something. If
people go back and rewatch the first or second video that Margaret and I did for this season of the AWC, there were people in the chat who gave ideas of what they would like to see. So these are people who are not going to present. They're people who would go to watch the presentations. And so there was lots of ideas that were thrown out. Like, I'd love to see something on this, or I'd like to see something on that. So there were some ideas that were thrown out.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to go through this for sure. And then hopefully, because we're kind of creative people, maybe this idea will lead to a different idea and so on, and then we'll get the ball rolling creative-wise. and then you'll be able to come up with something. Hopefully, I will be able to come up with something decent that maybe I think people will want to watch. But we'll see. We'll see. Richard, are you planning to do the AWC at all? Any pitch ideas? Or was it a bit too far in advance for you to think?
Wow, Andy, way to put me on the spot right there with the conference chairs sitting underneath me.
I'll be fair.
Okay,
Okay, so
Now I'm on top of him. Wait, no.
I mean, I'm not being funny, Andy. I think
oh dear.
on top.
Oh my. Okay, so Richard.
Oh, now I'm on the bottom.
Do you plan to apply for AWC? If not, why not? And if you are, have you started your pitch? No obligation to do anything. Just get your thoughts.
Wow. So I sat this year out because I was because I was a little bit. I had lots going on. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to have a think over the next couple of days and see what I want to do. So we shall see. I don't know.
Cool. I've decided, but I just don't know what I'm going to do. And that's kind of it's kind of with me. It's in my brain. I don't have.
Why don't you ask ChatGPT what you should pitch?
It'll be AI-inspired AWC pitches.
I know what I would like to see something from you, Richard, is that you're going through this process of getting your second book out, right? You're about to do the beta readers, you're about to do all that, right? This is the second book. Mm-hmm. And you've been trying these different things. We've talked about book prices today. It could be kind of cool. Like we did the panel with Ben not too long ago for Ben's channel about marketing and things like that. You could do something along those lines and bring on other people to talk about marketing.
That sounds like a good idea.
Genius. There you go. You essentially got a pitch. So if you wanted to, you don't have, and you can even run it through ChatGPT later and see if you can add some ideas, tag it on or something, you know. But yeah,
with doing a panel, you don't even need to be the one talking most of the time. You just have the idea, and you can just just get the conversation going.
You know, I'll be honest. I was actually thinking about this one. Sorry, not Shannon. I was thinking about, oh my God, Shannon. This is what I was thinking about. I was thinking about this. Nothing to do with spreadsheets. Actually, I had a pitch idea on doing something with spreadsheets. But if Richard wants to do spreadsheets, I will happily bow out on that one. So if Richard, you got anything on spreadsheets, I might have to reevaluate my take on that. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you're doing some spreadsheet pitch. Otherwise, it's gonna crash. Oh, he's typing something.
Ignore everything I'm doing. I started my pitch already. What can I say? I'm so excited by that fantastic idea of Shannon's. I'm typing out right now.
And you know the best thing about this is, this stream is going to be it's being recorded on YouTube right now, so you can go back and watch it. So you can watch the pitch, and you can obviously skip over the little bit and go to the family-friendly bit. One rule. Exactly. Just one rule, family. I don't know why it always happens to me. Crazy. I say it always happens. It doesn't. It's sometimes it's because of me, but most of the time it's not. And surprisingly, Richard is behaving himself today.
I'm trying. Things are just coming out of my mouth.
Don't worry, it happens.
Well,
it happens.
We've had Shannon talking about how she likes butts. I've now said I like to be on top. Now it's Andy's turn.
Yeah, I got nothing. I got spreadsheets. That's all I got. So one of my pitch ideas.
You're going to spread those sheets, aren't you?
Probably, because I got to get under the sheets to sleep. JC says, "Really, Shannon? Things
I know. I was thinking that too as I said it. I was like, that was probably the wrong thing to say, but I was not going to say nothing more about it until she put it in there.
This is live.
She put it in
there. Yeah, it's getting quite late in the UK as well. So if Richard has like slip of the tongues and stuff, I'll let it slide. But for Shannon, I mean, it's still daytime there practically. Oh dear. I'm not gonna repeat that. But yeah, so SG, I was gonna ask, how's the AWC? Like, are you guys vetting it as you go along, or are you gonna compile it at the end of 15th or 16th of December, maybe? so a day after, and then it's going to go to the more like a blind panel thing kind of thing.
So we put at the end of the 15th was to mostly kind of accommodate the fact that I'm going on vacation December 15th to January 15th, because last year we had it running through. I'm trying to find my sheet here and while I'm talking to you. Last year we had it running through the time that I was on vacation, and I didn't get a chance to really like I didn't get a chance to promote the AWC as much. So I don't know what's going on with this. It looks like the drive was like refigured out. Okay, AWC 2024. I want to give you dates. Is what I'm trying to do. We have a whole thing of dates. Here we go. Our
Okay.
AWC 2024 AWC dates and deadlines worksheet. So we are going to start reviewing. We have 3 rounds that we go through reviewing proposals. And where is it at? Rounds, speaker applications. Okay, so that's review due date. So we're reviewing speaker applications. Myself and Margaret will be reviewing them by 18 January. That's our deadline. The first round of review that we look at is one, we will be looking at if someone does multiple pitches, which one do we kind of agree on? And we might change this up because I'm just kind of going off of what we had last year. We had like one person who gave like 2 or 3 pitches. I think it was 3. One, her and I, we agreed that we really didn't like it as much as the other 2. And then one we could knock out because someone else was doing a similar proposal, a similar pitch. So we were able to get it down to 1 before we sent all the pitches over to our blind reviewers. But if we come across like 3 pitches and nobody else is doing them and they're all really great ideas, we might just keep all 3 in there. But of course, you can only present on 1. And so that first round is us just going through. If someone has multiple pitches, we're going through and seeing if, of those multiple ones, which ones do we maybe not like as much to keep in the round of scoring. We also look to check to see if it meets the requirements of the mission for the AWC, which last year we didn't have any issues, but the year before we had a couple that didn't really seem to meet the mission. Like there were, I'm not calling anybody out, but like there was one about like exercising, and it just didn't really go along with the whole idea of, that kind of stuff.
It's gotta be on point, right? Like I would probably go to AWC for publishing, self-publishing, writing, all those kind of related stuff.
Yeah, they were relating it to being a writer about how you should be healthy and exercising, but I just felt like that's not really the writing or the publishing part, which is what I feel like we're more about writing or publishing, not like what you should do to make yourself a better and healthy person to be a writer. I mean, that is an important component of being a writer, but it's just not what I see the mission of the authorship writing conference being. And we also, Margaret and I, we decided we have a new rule for ourselves with the speaker applications. Last year, we didn't touch the speaker applications until we were already going through and doing our rounds with our guest speaker applications. We'd already sent them off to the blind judges or the blind scorers. But when we went through the speaker applications, there were 2 presentations that we both really, really liked that we felt should have been guest speaker spots, not speaker spots. But because we'd already moved on in our process with the guest speaker spots, we couldn't do anything about those. And so this year we decided the rule is going to be, we're going to read through all of them. And if there's any of the speaker applications that we feel would do really better as a guest speaker spot, so 20 minutes versus, 30 to 50 minutes, then we're going to go ahead and reach out to them and see if they want to, be a guest speaker instead, with the possibility of being a guest speaker, because we're not choosing them by doing that. We're just saying we want to put you into the pool to get scored on it. So we have that first round. That the first round is just going through and picking out, those that fit or don't fit, basically. Or if there's multiple pitches, if there's any that we don't like as much as like the other ones, because in the end, speakers can only present on 1 pitch. And then her and I'm trying to remember how we decide to do it this year. I didn't write down a whole lot of notes, but I just have dates. We will be sending it to the blind judges, the blind scorers, on what day? So at round 1, round 2, proposal reviewers, they're due 13 February. That's what we have on the schedule right now. And then we'll do a final review. So that's the second round of review And when the second round review happens, when it goes off to the blind judges to blind score them, Margaret and I also separately score. Now it's not blind for us. We know who's doing each presentation, but we also scored individually ourselves. So, 1 through however many pitches we have. And that's just for the guest speaker applications. And then when it comes back, then we will take what I did last year is I did all numbers. I did averages, I did means, in the mode, and we looked at it. And then from there, especially since there was like a couple of pitches that like we had 3 judges, and then it was myself and Margaret. So there's 5 of us. So that would be you think it would be a tiebreaker in there, but it wasn't. There was like one pitch that 4 of us, myself and Margaret included, we really liked it, but one person put it as like the last number, and we really liked the pitch, but it was a middle number. So it drew that one like way down on the list, and we had to decide, okay, we have this one outlier who really drew the number down. So how do we deal with that? Do we really like this one enough more than some of these other ones? So, there's a lot of stuff. Margaret and I, we spent hours going over the numbers and figuring out, okay, what actually works the best. And then after that, we do also talk about like, and this is not something I wrote down on the list, but this is something that we do, which is presentation order. So, because we try to put people in the same time slot as someone else who has like a similar audience size, so that you don't have someone with like 10,000 subs going against someone who has like 900 subs.
Yeah, that's a little uneven, that one. But Rich has got a question.
Do I? Oh, yeah.
How do I become a blind judge?
Yeah, all you have to do is fill out the volunteer form. So if you go to the website, to that application page, there it says, "Do you want to volunteer?" So all you have to do, it's on there. It's Blind Proposal Reviewers, what it is called. So
there you go, Richard. There's a form to fill in. CD says, Fed in March on my busy month next year. Yep. Well, obviously ST will know much better than me, but you don't have to do the actual like presentation until much later. Yeah. So there are different options on which presentations. You can even record one and then release it on that day. But you can do the pitch. This is what I'm planning to do anyway. I'm gonna put my pitches in, and then if I get selected, because it's not guaranteed, if I get selected, then I'll worry about whether I can, deliver on the day itself, which will be in June. So yeah.
So the applications are open now, closed December 15th, and then after that, you don't really have to do anything until the time of the conference. If you're chosen, you will get a notification. The notification, of course, happens, I think, in March after all the rounds. I'm trying to say, I think we have it here. Send all acceptances and rejections by 23 February is what we have. So, so by then you'll get an email saying whether or not you were accepted. And if you're accepted, then at that point you have to say yes or no that time slot works for you, and then fill out the contract. So, but after that, there's not much you do until June. Sorry.
Exactly. So this is just a bit of planning up front, and then whether you get accepted or not, you can kind of decide when that happens, right? So yeah, that's my plan actually, to get the pitch in, and then if I get selected, then I'll worry about it. Well, hopefully I get selected, but no guarantees, right? That's the nature of it.
Yeah. It really depends on how many we have. So the first year we had a ton of applications, and I don't know, I think it came down to like, it was the first year, but Jenna and I, we bust our butt. We went to all these different channels. Hey, there's this conference we're doing. We'd love for you to apply. And then we were also, Dale L. Roberts, he's a good friend of mine, and he was our keynote speaker, and he gave me this long list of people that he knew from the self-publishing side. He's like, check out all these people, send them invitations. We sent them all invitations. And we sent out like invitations to apply. So not like, hey, apply and you get to present, but invitations to apply. And we had a ton of people apply. We had like, I think it was like 28 or 29 applications left over after all the applications, like 28 to 29 that didn't get accepted to start with. But last year it was, we only had like 5 left over, so we didn't have as many people apply.
Yeah, it's going to go up and down, but probably this year you'll probably get another. I think last year you also had a theme, but that's so maybe that contributed a little bit.
Well, there's 3 things that I feel like it contributed. 1, we had the theme that people didn't really know how to approach it. 2, the applications were open during my vacation and I was off the internet. So I was not going around to all these streams like I did the year before. Hey, sign up for the Alpha 2 writing conference. I wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
And then 3, we didn't send out invitations because we figured, well, people know about it now. They're gonna apply. The people who applied last year will apply again, and that didn't happen.
Yeah. No, understandable. I'm obviously not going to share my picture just in case Richard steamrolls me with his spreadsheet skills. It'll be like Alt F11. I don't know what it is on a Mac. If anyone knows what the equivalent of a Mac is, let me know. But yeah, I'll bring up the visual basically, but I probably won't. Yeah, I'm sure Richard's spreadsheet skills are way ahead of mine. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get my pitch in, and we'll see where it goes. And go from there. What's this person laughing about now? She's always giving me a hard time, this one. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yes, Richard looks like he's dozing off. It's kind of late in the UK, so thank you, Richard, for being awake. It's like nearly 11 o'clock.
It is nearly 11, so
it is nearly 11.
In the spot.
Yeah. And you can tell when Richard starts to fall asleep because he's not marketing Coca-Cola anymore. And I feel like I'll be honest, I'm gonna have dinner after this, and I don't have Coke with me. I got Pepsi, so I've got Pepsi with me, not Coke. Bethany, good to see you, Bethany. How's it going? We were just talking AWC earlier, Author to Writing Conference. So everyone's welcome to apply. Who's an author on YouTube, as far as I'm aware. That is the right soda. That is the right soda.
It is the right pop.
The right pop, the right soda. What do Brits say? I call it fizzy drinks. So in the UK, I'll call it a fizzy drink. You don't
fizzy
have
drinks.
Yeah, exactly. It's not pop or soda. It's fizzy drinks. Yeah, I don't know if this is controversial, but I'm okay with Pepsi and Coke. I'm not going to pick one over the other. So if I had a choice, I would just do whatever they had at the time.
Here's my old girl. She just come over to me, Luna. Oh. You guys never see her because she can't jump up on the desk anymore.
Oh, that is so cute. So cute.
She's 15 years old.
Wow. Wow, she's getting along, isn't she? That is a very good-looking cat. Oh. Let's see. The best soda, JC says. I'm delicious. I think Richard means the Coca-Cola is delicious and refreshing. Holidays are coming. Yep. There is a right choice. No way. Come on, JC. Really? There's a right choice? Cats. She's so pretty. It's true. So cute. That cat is so cute. Yeah, I'm going to put a solo layout right now. Oh, I think she deserves some cat treats. I don't know.
Yeah, true. Like, I'm just afraid to put her down because I don't want her to fall off.
Yeah, she can hang out on the desk.
She don't fall. Don't fall.
Oh, there we go. She knows what's Oh, so cute. I've never seen Luna before. She's beautiful. Yes, a beautiful cat, isn't she? Yeah, I like Pepsi and Coke. I'm okay with both, honestly.
I don't like Pepsi. I think it's too sweet.
Yeah, I don't know. They're kind of similar, but they do taste different. They do definitely taste different. It's just depending on where you go, you get served different stuff. So I think KFC does Pepsi, and if I'm right, McDonald's
has terrible news.
Okay, I'm bracing myself. Well, what's the terrible news?
Harvester only does Pepsi.
Well, that's okay news for me because
But they do on their little fountain thing, you know, that little touchscreen thing that you can add a flavour to. They do Pepsi with strawberry flavouring. I tell you that shit is.
Yeah, I don't like mixing my drinks with different flavors.
I'll tell you what. I have looked for this stuff. You cannot buy it bottled. This Pepsi with strawberry, and it is.
Nah, I don't know. Yeah, CB knows what I'm talking about. KFC, Subway, Taco Bell.
I tell you what, CB does know her restaurants. Bless her.
CB is, I believe, in Scotland.
I thought as a Glaswegian, she'd be all about haggis and deep fried Mars bars. Oh, an iron brew.
Iron Brew. Is that all correct, CB? Yeah, Richard did swear. Richard did swear. I don't know. Might have to edit that out if I ever get monetized. JC, no, I do like wild cherry Pepsi. Really? I don't know. I'm not really into different flavors of Pepsis and Cokes. Sorry. I'm gonna bear with him for now. So it also does Coke. Really? Huh. I thought they were Pepsi. Yeah, exactly. This is why I'm upset with Richard. Richard, we can forgive a lot of things, but not in front of the cats. Like,
They've now gone. The cats have now gone.
show a bit of respect. Otherwise, I'm gonna set SD on you. I've done Coca-Cola away. Oh, there we go. See, haggis is vile. Really? I've had haggis. I'm not sure I'd enjoy it. I don't know.
I'm not sure about haggis. I put off eating black pudding for quite a long time because it's made of pig's blood. But then I had it and it was blooming lovely.
Yeah, I don't know. Deep fried Mars bars. Yeah, you see, North America doesn't have this kind of stuff. But I haven't tried haggis or deep fried Mars bars.
Okay, we can do without haggis.
Yeah, I'm not sure haggis is.
A deep fried Mars bar is literally what it is. It's literally the deep fried Mars bar.
They had deep fried Twinkies that they sold at my son's last fair, which was a couple weeks ago. He had a fair at his school, and they had deep fried Twinkies there. That's okay.
Yeah. We're descending into chaos now. Before we go into chaos, we got a few minutes left. So I've got a question for you two. And this came up in my previous screen, and it's a very serious question. There is a right answer. I'm just going to warn you, there is a right answer. And the question is, peanut butter, smooth or crunchy?
Crunchy.
Oh. Okay, crunchy from Richard. SD.
I don't really like peanut butter.
You don't? Okay, that's fine. So you're ruled out. But Richard is on the crunchy. Yeah, no. Sorry,
you've got to have some texture in there, Andy. I mean, if you have
the wrong answer,
why are you bothering?
That's the wrong answer. Look, smooth, CB smooth, JC smooth, non-chi.
There we go, non-chi.
Non-chi. Inca is
We need Emma to come back and right this wrong, don't we?
I don't know where Emma's gone. I think I might have said something and upset Emma, and she's decided not to show up.
Possible.
She fell asleep.
No, I think I was.
She fell asleep because she was so bored of our company. Clearly.
Oh my god! I hope that's not the case.
There she goes. She responded.
Yeah, I don't know. Emma and I we're gonna have words, serious words.
Crunchy and smooth words.
No, I think it's got to be smooth. Smooth is the way to go for peanut butter. Oh dear. Oh my goodness. Anyway, on that note, would you like to do some outros before we hit the end screen? We'll probably finish a couple of minutes early. That's okay. Because I gotta let Richard go. He's falling asleep, and he wants to work on his AWC pitch. So cool. Ladies first, SD.
Well, thank you for having me on today, Andy. My name is Shannon. I write under the name of SC Houston, and I have a YouTube channel under the name of SC Houston where I publish content about writing and self-publishing, lots of writing sprints. Also, 1/3 is self-publishing tips and tricks podcast with Ben Pick from Running to Write and Morgan Lee, and also I don't know what the number would be now. I am a conference chair for the AuthorTube Writing Conference, but we do have tons of great people working with us now. And I don't remember how many people there are at last count. But hopefully that's going to be going well. We talked about the AuthorTube Writing Conference quite a bit today. Applications are open. If you publish content on YouTube about writing and or publishing, you are more than qualified to apply. And we are looking for people to apply. I'm also part of the Secret Santa, which closes on Wednesday. So you want to check that out if you would like to be part of a community building event. And we will simultaneously release our unboxings in February with the hope that we will also bring more viewers to our channels with that bump to the algorithm. And I'm also the author of a few books. The most recent, A Curse of Scales and Feathers, which I'm setting up to have the pre-order link on retailer platforms open and available come this Friday or Saturday. I will be doing a live. I think it's going to be on Saturday just because my Friday is kind of booked already. So in conjunction with having those pre-order links up for that book, I will be having direct sales on my website where you can get the ultimate digital bundle deal with the ebook for A Curse of Scales and Feathers, the ebook for the prequel novella, which is The Sunstone and the Hybrid Prince, the audiobook for The Sunstone and the Sunstone and the Hybrid Prince, and the PDF files for the coloring book that follows the story and in A Curse of Scales and Feathers. So, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Richard, would you like to do your outro?
Oh, yes, hello, I'm Richard. Thanks for having me. It's been good fun. I am the author of this book, which is free until December the 4th, so go and get it now. I'm also now looking for beta readers for Price War, The Colour of Money, the sequel. So I'll be posting a link in the chat in the next few seconds. If you're interested in joining my team, good to have you on board. This has been lots of fun, and I'm sponsored by Coca-Cola.
There you go. Sponsored by, well, no, it's not sponsored. Sorry. I wish it was. Coca-Cola, if you're listening, feel free to hit me up on sponsorship deals. Very open to that.
Conference.
or AWC. Before I go, sorry. Go ahead.
So we did have a sponsorship coordinator for the Author Writing Conference, but she had to step down. So we are looking for volunteers still if you would like to volunteer for the Author Writing Conference and help out. So, and that's one role that is open.
There you go. Volunteer roles if anyone is interested. Before we go, I just gotta say, yeah, smooth peanut butter is the way to go. There's been a few more chats about it. So yeah. Emma is into crunchy. Sorry, that's just not the way to go. And other Laura says she's
I think what Emma's trying to say is she likes some nuts between her teeth to bite down.
Oh, Richard. Inka, thank you for being here. Exactly, JC understands. Like, it does feel like a betrayal with that one, you know? And, you know, just so you know, Emma is actually feeding her crunchy peanut butter to her dogs, Hector and Paris. What a waste of
gone to the dogs, isn't it?
This is the reason why we do smooth peanut butter.
Crunchy Marmite, get out.
You wouldn't do crunchy Marmite, so why would you do crunchy peanut butter? Like, logic, right? This is Vulcan logic right here. And Richard's Price War, Call of Money. If anyone would like to sign up as the beta or beta reader over there. Okay, so I'm gonna do my outro. This is my channel, obviously. You're here. Thank you for being here. I want to thank my guests, SD and Richard, for being here. It's really late in the UK, so I do appreciate Richard being here. And SD is so busy; she's got like 5 billion projects. So thank you for taking the time out, Lady Shannon, to be here with us. Okay. So with that, hopefully I'll see everyone on Discord or YouTube. I'm going to be live again Wednesday, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern, or Sunday, 3 to 6 p.m. next week, same time, 3 to 6. So hopefully I'll see you guys on Discord or YouTube. Until then, have yourself a great week ahead. Bye.